Good morning, David here from Cruising Calypso. We're about to head out on a day trip on Calypso, so stay tuned, we'll bring you along. So it's a little bit of a slightly overcast morning, but that was forecast. It was supposed to burn off by another hour or so, and we're taking some friends along on the boat. I think we're going down to Naushon Island in Kettle Cove and hopefully have some lunch and do a little swimming. So hopefully we will have a nice day and we'll see how it goes. So we're at Barden's now, waiting for our friends to arrive. It's still a bit overcast. Hopefully it'll be a little bit nicer. The sun is supposed to come out, or at least be semi overcast, but that should be okay. It's about 72 degrees, hopefully get up to about 75. So we are optimistic. We'll have a nice day. It is a Monday of the 4th of July holiday, so I don't expect a lot of folks out there, though folks who are on vacation may be out there with us. So we will see what we see. So we are taking a few moments to fill up with water here. The town has a water pump, and you put in 3/4 and it will pump. And then we're also pumping. Is it stopping? Sue, look what you're breaking the seal, hon. You're breaking the seal. That's why it is. So it's a vacuum pump, self-operated. We're pumping out the head, and Sue is being good enough to do that. And again, that's free. You don't pay anything for that. You can see the hose, and it's a vacuum pump, as you can see. No, hon.
Don't twist it up. You'll wear it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Hold on.
It was working fine for a while. Oh, if you wet it in that.
Oh no.
You could have got air in it.
So update, the boat broke. We came in here to get water and pump the tank, and I went to start the engines, and the starboard engine started, but the port engine started, excuse me, but the starboard engine did not. So let's take a look down below is what happened. And what I think is the problem is the starter. The starter is clicking but not engaging the engine. It's not turning the engine over. So the starter is right there, the round object right there. And so, you know, I suppose I could just wrap it with a hammer, and it could be the solenoid, but I didn't want to do that. So fortunately, we are right next door to Barden's boatyard, who has been taking care of this boat since we had it, and then taking care of Calypso 1, of course, for the prior 6 years. So they're gonna take care of it, because right now we're at the town dock, so we'll have to move off. And conveniently, because right now also we have an issue with the generator. You can see it's saying low oil pressure, engine shut down. So kind of a couple of problems that we want to take care of before we're heading to Cuttyhunk at the end of the week for our two-day weekend. So hopefully we will get these problems sorted before then. So stay tuned, we'll keep you posted. So here's the situation. I think we fixed the boat, but we'll see. So here's what happened. As I mentioned a moment ago, the boat wouldn't start, and it seemed like a starter problem on the starboard engine. Okay, a little bit odd to what happened. Then one of our guests went to use the head, and the head overflowed. It wouldn't flush, and I was convinced that they had blocked it, so we pulled material out of it, and again it wouldn't flush. There was no vacuum pressure. I'm like, why is there no vacuum pressure? So I went to the panel to see if the vacuum was on, and it was, but I couldn't hear the vacuum pump. So I looked at the other breakers that were on, and we were running on 12-volt power. We didn't have 110. So I checked the lights, and the lights suddenly didn't work. And I'm thinking, oh, we have a battery problem. So I checked again, and I checked different things on the starboard battery bank, and the starboard battery bank seemed to be below 12 volts, running at about 10.5 volts, which is basically nothing, it's low. So I said, if that's the case, what happens? Maybe that's what caused the engine problem, and if I parallel the batteries to start the engines, maybe that's an issue. So I turned everything off, turned the water and the vacuum pump off, just to save whatever battery power was in, went back to the start panel, paralleled the batteries, and sure enough, the starboard engine started right up. So we had a starboard volt main bus undervolt problem, and once the starboard engine was starting, of course the port engine started itself, and so now I'm thinking, why was the starboard battery low? I still don't know the answer to that. So we took the boat, we went for a run. We are out here in Hadley Harbor, and Hadley Harbor is a private harbor. You can see it's owned by the Forbes family, not of Forbes magazine, but another family, and they own the island, and they have moorings here, and they allow people to take up a mooring if it's free. And there's a private ferry that brings people out, so we came out here and there was a mooring available. So we are here in Hadley Harbor, and usually there are horses here, but nothing right now. I guess they're in their barn. Oh no, there's actually, you can see up on the hill, there are horses.
Oh, horses!
They're the horses. So yeah, so the test will come when we go to restart, make sure there's power to restart the engine, but we ran for about an hour and a half to charge it. So, you know, let's cross our fingers and make sure everything starts, but for now we're here. Kids are swimming, and I'll probably go for a swim, but here we are. So I think we'll leave this eventful day and trip to Hadley Harbor there and catch you on the next adventure. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
How was the water?